Thessaloniki, a bomb, a bank, and a life erased. On a seemingly ordinary Saturday, May 3rd, Thessaloniki, Greece became the stage for a tragedy. A 38-year-old woman met a violent end. The cause, the premature detonation of a bomb she was carrying. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. The clock read approximately 5 a.m. The location, the intersection of Platonos and Agios Dimitriou, near a bank branch. More specifically, a parking lot adjacent to the bank became her final stage. It is suspected she was attempting to plant the bomb outside the bank, but something went terribly wrong. The bomb exploded in her hands, a flash of light and a deafening roar, shattering the morning calm. The explosion left its mark. Storefronts and vehicles in the vicinity sustained significant damage. Windows were blown out, a testament to the force unleashed. Emergency services rushed to the scene. The woman, critically injured, was transported to Platonos Hospital. Despite their efforts, she was pronounced dead. The woman was no stranger to the authorities. She had a prior criminal record, a history that now casts a long shadow over this incident. She was linked to an anti-authoritarian figure. This figure is currently incarcerated, serving time for bank robberies and bombings. He is reportedly the leader of a group with which the woman was associated. Their connection runs deeper than mere acquaintance. She had been arrested previously with the same figure, apprehended during a bank robbery. At the time of that arrest, she was found carrying a Kalashnikov rifle, a weapon of war, now a grim foreshadowing. The Organized Crime Directorate has taken the lead in the investigation. They are exploring a potential connection to a parcel bomb sent to the Thessaloniki Court of Appeal in February 2024. The threads of violence are being carefully untangled. Anti-terrorism officers are deeply involved, scrutinizing every detail. The premature detonation raises questions. Was it a malfunction or a fatal error in handling? The investigation aims to uncover the group's motives, to understand the driving force behind their actions. Identifying any accomplices is paramount to dismantle the network of violence. Determining the intended target of the bombing is crucial to understanding the scope of their ambition. It appears that she was carrying an explosive device and planned to plant it at a bank's ATM. Something went wrong and exploded in her hands. These words, spoken by a police official, paint a stark picture of the event. Reuters and Thessaloniki have provided crucial information, shedding light on the details of this disturbing case. The location itself, a popular tourist destination, adds another layer of unease, a place of beauty and history now stained by violence. The anti-authoritarian figure mentioned in initial reports is a key element in understanding this tragedy. His ideology and past actions provide context for the woman's involvement and the potential motives behind the bombing. This individual has a long history of violent activism. His beliefs, rooted in anarchism and anti-establishment sentiment, have fueled a campaign of destruction and disruption. Bank robberies and bombings are not isolated incidents, but rather calculated acts of defiance. His incarceration has not silenced his influence. He continues to exert control over his followers, directing their actions from behind bars. The woman's loyalty to him appears unwavering, a dangerous devotion that ultimately led to her demise. The group associated with the woman and the incarcerated leader operates under a veil of secrecy. Their ideology is a complex mix of anti-capitalism, anti-globalization, and a deep distrust of authority. They see themselves as revolutionaries, fighting against a corrupt system. Their tactics are equally extreme. They employ violence as a means to achieve their goals, targeting symbols of the establishment. Banks, government buildings, and corporate offices are all considered legitimate targets in their eyes. The use of explosives is a hallmark of their operations. They possess the knowledge and resources to construct complex devices, posing a significant threat to public safety. Their actions are not random acts of vandalism, but rather calculated attempts to destabilize society. The woman's role within the group is still under investigation. However, it is clear that she was more than just a passive follower. Her prior arrest for bank robbery, coupled with the possession of a Kalashnikov rifle, suggests a high level of involvement. She may have been responsible for planning and executing attacks, or for providing logistical support to other members of the group. Her dedication to the cause was evident in her willingness to risk her life. Her death serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of extremism. It highlights the devastating consequences of radical ideologies and the destructive power of blind loyalty. The investigation into the parcel bomb sent to the Thessaloniki Court of Appeal in February 2024 is crucial. If a connection to the women's group can be established, it would provide further insight into their motives and capabilities. The parcel bomb incident involved a similar level of sophistication and a similar target. The Court of Appeal, as a symbol of the judicial system, would be a logical target for an anti-authoritarian group. Investigators are examining forensic evidence from both incidents to determine if there are any links. They are also analyzing the group's communications and activities in the months leading up to the two events. A bombing has shaken the city of Thessaloniki. The incident has raised concerns about security and the potential for future attacks. The fact that it occurred in a popular tourist destination has amplified the sense of unease. Local authorities have increased security measures in the city, particularly around banks and government buildings. They are also working to reassure residents and visitors that they are taking all necessary steps to protect them. The incident serves as a reminder of the ever-present threat of terrorism and the need for vigilance. It also highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of extremism and preventing radicalization. The investigation into the bombing will have significant legal ramifications. If the women's group is found to be responsible, its members will face serious charges, including terrorism, conspiracy, and murder. The incarcerated leader could also face additional charges, even while behind bars. His role in directing the group's activities could make him liable for the actions of his followers. The legal proceedings will be complex and lengthy. Prosecutors will need to gather substantial evidence to prove the group's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The bombing in Thessaloniki is not an isolated incident. Greece has a long history of anti-authoritarian activism, dating back to the period of military dictatorship in the 1960s and 1970s. Various anarchist and anti-establishment groups have been active in the country for decades, engaging in acts of vandalism, arson, and violence. These groups often target symbols of the state and capitalism, such as banks, government buildings, and corporate offices. The economic crisis that has gripped Greece in recent years has fueled further resentment and anger, leading to an increase in anti-authoritarian activity. The bombing in Thessaloniki is a manifestation of this broader trend. The bombing in Thessaloniki highlights the challenges of counterterrorism. Anti-authoritarian groups are often small, decentralized, and difficult to infiltrate. They operate in the shadows, making it hard for law enforcement to track their activities. These groups are also adept at using technology to communicate and coordinate their actions. They employ encrypted messaging apps and online forums to avoid detection. Counter-terrorism efforts must be multifaceted, involving intelligence gathering, law enforcement, and community engagement. It is also important to address the underlying factors that contribute to radicalization, such as poverty, inequality, and social exclusion. Despite the ongoing investigation, many questions remain unanswered. What was the intended target of the bombing? Who were the woman's accomplices? What was the group's ultimate goal? The answers to these questions may never be fully known. The woman's death has silenced a key witness, and the group's members are likely to remain silent. However, the investigation will continue, driven by the need to bring those responsible to justice and to prevent future acts of violence. The memory of the 38-year-old woman who died in the explosion will serve as a constant reminder of the human cost of extremism. Thessaloniki mourns. The vibrant streets, usually bustling with life, carry a somber weight. The explosion has left an indelible mark, a scar on the city's collective psyche. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present threat of violence. It is a call for vigilance, for unity, and for a renewed commitment to building a society free from fear and hatred. Thessaloniki will heal, but the memory of this tragedy will endure. It will serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope.